It is I, the human monster truck, Perry Von Vicious, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show with Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today. Previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday, and interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I am, of course, your host, James J., that guy, alongside the leader of Squad Squad, Kaliko Yachts, who may or may not be joining us a little bit later. Who knows? It's 50-50 always. But who is here? The American Scooter Dust.
Not to brag, but I defeated the local chess champion in my town in less than 5 moves. Finally! My high school karate lessons paid off.
And it's a great day for wrestling, and a great week for Wrestling With, as we interview Perry Von Vicious. Um, Incredible interview, great guy, great stories. Can't say enough good things about Perry. I believe yesterday he wrestled with Bison for Grindcore Wrestling. So hopefully he came out that won a victory. No, Scooter?
Match, I think, the 300th match they've had together. But let's just say what we say about him right now does no Von justice to how great this interview is.
And this upcoming Wednesday, we got Shotgun Adams. Uh, Definitely a fun chat. Especially if you're into the more nerdy side of wrestling entertainment, into DC comics and anime. You're definitely not gonna want to miss this one.
He certainly does the Addams family proud.
Yeah, we kind of missed that mark, didn't we?
Do.
Uh,
Good job, dog.
but
Dog picking up on that. Love it. Okay, let's go.
let's get into the news since we're done putting ourselves over for now. Um, Logan Paul has signed a contract with WWE. Um, could Logan Paul be something in WWE, or is this just to recuperate some of that Bitcoin money he lost not too long ago?
You mean from the Pokemon card? He spent what, $8 million on or something?
No, but he lost all his. Him and his brother lost all of their money investing in Bitcoin or one of those cryptocurrencies. So yeah.
Uh, I mean, yeah, we kind of figured Logan was gonna come back for at least a one-off at SummerSlam, as we know now. But a legit contract?
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen what, a few seconds of footage and a couple of pictures of him in midair. That's about it. Um, uh, yeah, more power to him. I mean, it could be worse. They could have signed Jake too.
I mean, they would have probably done a better job if they got Jake. But
There's a joke in here somewhere that I'm not going to make. Also,
you know, there's two ways this could really go, and this could just be another Rob Gronkowski situation. Win the 24/7 championship post WrestleMania and then leave. Uh, or this could legitimately be something just for the simple fact that people really can't stand this guy. So, I mean, he could be a main staple heel if they put him in the right situation. Am I wrong?
you're not wrong, but he's also done a lot of stuff that a lot of people that WWE may want to work with in the future. Logan Paul has done stuff that would not be is not smiled upon. Like the time Logan Paul decided to go stream live from the Suicide Forest in Japan.
Ooh, that does not
And
sound like a good idea.
it was not. It was not. I mean, are we looking at another possible a new Ken Shamrock, or are we looking at another Steve McMichael? Are we looking at a second Pat McAfee?
Oh God, no. No, there is no second Pat McAfee.
Are we looking at the Lawrence Taylor for our generation?
Well, well, Logan isn't the only one that's signed a contract with WWE. UFC fighter Valerie Lord also signed. I can't say I know a lot about her, but UFC uh, wrestlers usually do already, considering it's more with the personality. Could she do something in WWE, or just
Well,
kind of wait and see?
I mean, she doesn't have the pre WWE popularity that Ronda brought in, or the notorious shit kicking ability that Shayna Baszler had prior to being signed in the first place. I've never seen any of her octagon fights, and quite honestly, I'm not even sure, and I want to. I mean, I don't like a lot of people's octagon fights, to be honest.
You're not wrong about that. So, I mean, I guess it's a wait and see process because, like you said, I haven't heard of her either. But, with that being said, uh, call-ups from NXT, they might be happening. For a one X-Young Quinn and Sega.
Zion Quinn.
That's what I said. X-Young.
God.
What did I say, Portia? Yeah, Portia agrees with me. Apparently they had quite a banger of a match on NXT, but if you have a banger of a match on NXT in the woods, does anybody see it?
I mean, I took a crap in the woods and nobody saw it, so uh, I mean, this might have been more impressive had they called Zion up when he had the momentum of being uh, a badass who didn't utter a word, and then they had Legado del Fantasma make him look like a bitch. Uh, so I mean, uh, it's what is it? Zion Quinn and Sanja
Sega.
Senga.
Senka. Yes.
I love a good cup of Senka. Thank you.
Are you that Senka?
Uh, I mean, Senga has been one of the more entertaining parts of NXT in the last few weeks. Unfortunately, that's not saying a lot.
Mm.
Because he's at least doing something interesting where he's trying to impart wisdom on Wes Lee. And if you don't see the irony in that, well, uh, you can go see my ophthalmologist, Stevie Wonder.
Are you asking him how tall is Kyle?
Are you asking if anybody's seen Kyle?
Yeah, have you seen Kyle?
He's not this high.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, I mean, okay, yeah, yes, they've, they're pushing Shanky. I'm sorry, I can't say that name and not laugh. You don't call a guy Shanky. That's like a jail nickname. Oh, you need a weapon? Go see Shanky over there. He'll teach you how to turn your toothbrush into a blade.
I just wish that they renamed Jinder Mahal Shiv. So we have Shiv and Shanky.
No, that's what Veer Mahan should have been.
Well, no, I like Veer because when he chops somebody, I could say Veer chops.
Or it could be like Veer here, or I don't know. Uh, uh there's someone in NXT who needs to get called up.
And I think you're referring to Han Solo Sakota.
No, actually, I was referring to good old Grimy. Cameron Grimes, who they will undoubtedly rename something like uh, uh, like uh, uh,
Probably
Jordy
just
LaForge,
Grimes.
because then people are gonna be like, "Oh, Grimes is gonna be here. Is she bringing Elon?"
Oh my god. The comparisons you made.
The fact that you understood it.
I mean, who hasn't been following that shit show? But Solo Takaido or Han Solo or whatever the fuck his name is. He's
Han Solo Cup.
yeah, there you go. Uh, he's rumored to be called up as well, and I mean, there's really only one way they could go with it, considering how
Joe
he looks.
Joe Uso.
Yep. I mean, there's other alternatives. Joey.
No, because
Jake.
you can. I mean, Jake Uso. No, because that sounds too much like Jay.
I mean, they could
Uh,
completely flip the script, be Ricky Uso.
they could probably get a little Jeff.
Mm.
Or Jax.
I mean, but that might be in poor taste, considering, you
But
know,
they'd spell it Geoff.
oh, Joff.
Hey, that's my middle name, damn it.
Yes, Scooter Joff Dust.
I ain't no Game of Thrones sister begging prince.
Okay, you
And
completely lost me.
and I hate anybody who has to fuck to make dragons.
Alright, with all these NXT call-ups, it begs the question, what would Gigi do to get called up?
Well, yeah. For a pair of shoes and a cup of coffee, that girl will do anything.
What did you hear about the cup of coffee?
Well, you know the saying, that and a cup of coffee will get you.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's like Perry says, hot dog and a handshake.
Ooh. Feel like a hot dog and a handshake means something very different to Gigi. But I digress.
Because she's probably thinking hot dog and hand job.
Santana and Jungle Boy are injured.
And the list keeps growing.
There's one more, Adam Cole, but we'll talk about that when we get into the Forbidden Garage preview or review or whatever the fuck it's called at this point.
If you
Uh,
close the forbidden door, you gotta open the forbidden window.
yeah.
Or else somebody lets out some forbidden gas.
Santana got injured in that clusterfuck of a match called Blood and Guts.
What is Tito Santana doing in Blood and Guts anyway?
Not that Santana.
What is Tito Santana's daughter doing in Blood and Guts anyway?
Santana
Oh
has a
wait, I'm sorry. We're not the dudes at ringside.
No, we don't get ringside seats. We sell them on access when the show is complete and utter garbage.
And we sell the tickets for $3. Uh,
But
them biters.
did Santana really need to get injured in a match where he was probably not a featured guy in the match?
I mean, did anybody really need to bleed that much?
It's just,
It's like, oh, let's see who gets hepatitis next.
you know, he wasn't the featured guy, but like, winning a match like that, it kind of could have given him and Ortiz, some type of momentum to do something after this in the tag division. If Tony promoted it right, but we don't get that now because,
because
he's going to be out for like 6 to 9 months.
and at this point, every TV taping is apparently going to be a gimmick. Like last night, it was the Royal Rampage. That's not derivative of anything.
The Boyle Rampage?
Royal Rampage.
Royal Rampage.
Royal Rampage. And it's exactly like what it sounds like it's parodying.
It does.
And the best part of it is that the person who won it
It's
is it's a throwaway match for the new AEW Interim Champion, whomever that might be.
I mean, it's not a spoiler of John Moxley as the champion.
Well,
I mean, we
told
can
you.
say that.
Well, say hello to your G1 winner.
Get to be determined. But what about Jungle Boy? I mean, it seemed like there could have been, you know, some meat on the bone again with this Christian rivalry to actually see some personality out of the son of a
Uh,
bitch. And now that's just gonna go to waste.
uh, yeah. Then again, I think they turned Christian just because they made Edge a face. Quite honestly, I mean,
And
it's
Christian works better as a heel. Let's face that.
Christian does work better as a heel. Yes. I mean, what other man would ever claim to be Luxembourgian just to get a shot at the European title?
But but I mean the shit that he said about um Jungle Boy's family. You know, if you just sit there stone faced, like you just didn't just insult your father. As Tony Khan might consider, Jungle Boy a part of the next round of cuts when those happen. But I mean, we don't even get to see that now because you know he's injured.
Well, I mean, this is actually probably a great opportunity for him to actually drop the Jungle Boy persona.
Maybe become Jungle Man.
And maybe just be Jungle Man. God damn it. Why didn't I think of that?
I mean, it was literally right there.
I know, but like I'm thinking, oh, maybe he should just be Jack Perry.
Jungle Man, Jack Perry.
No, that's too much. People don't need 4 names anymore. 3 is the max.
Well, I mean, it worked for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold was considered one word.
Is it? Yeah.
It always appeared with a hyphen between Stone and Cold when it had to be broken on lines.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue. Alright, last bit of news. The Rock has found out that he has 5 long lost siblings from his father's escapades up and down the roads of traveling WWE.
And but just wait until we get that story on Wrestling with. Oh,
I was gonna say Young Rock.
yeah, right. No, nobody ever, does anything bad on an NBC sitcom.
Especially the successful ones.
I mean, okay, maybe you get like 5 random kids going up to him, going, "Acknowledge us."
I mean, was it 5 or was it 8? I can't remember.
5,
It was
5,
Okay.
5.
Well, I think that he at least had 1
Well,
or 2, because Rocky Johnson was married before.
yeah, yes, he does have. Yes, he does have children with his first wife, Una Sparks.
Right. So, I mean, are we looking at 3 new ones, or 5 added to that, or?
5. It's 5 added.
Oh God.
5 added. They're not asking for anything from Rocky Johnson's estate, or even they're not asking for anything from Dwayne.
Oh, cool. You do you happen to know if The Rock has any relationships with his half siblings?
Um,
The ones that
if he
that
if
his.
if if he does, it hasn't been revealed to the public yet.
Mm,
Um, I don't know if I don't know if I'm The Rock. Do I want a relationship with these people to remind me of you know to remind me of the fact that my father stepped out on my mother?
mm.
It's a slippery slope.
One of the main twists of all of this was one of the half siblings was Vin Diesel.
Family. And in other news, it was revealed that John Cena is actually a lost Wahlberg.
I believe that. This uh this
That's why we can never see him.
what is it called when the more you know, what's called
Uh, Schadenfreude? Hubris?
no fuck like don't do this and like they make
Oh, hindsight?
no well yes obviously
I,
hindsight
Irony?
irony is definitely one of them, but this the moral of this story, brought to you by Wrestling with Entertainment, is keep it in your pants.
Always wear your Jimmy hat, or you'll end up with a jag.
There's so many places we could go with that, and we should not go one step further, and we won't. Alright,
Oh, well, that's
uh,
yes. Let's move on.
let's move on. Yeah. We are wrestling with AEW Forbidden in your house, door, garage, the whole
Uh,
shebang, review, preview, love it, hate
uh,
it.
it's also known in IKEA as Küferschlugen.
Oh yeah, the more you know. Right, it was last Sunday, and yeah, honestly, the first half of this show just kind of blended into each other. Literally every tag team match was a clusterfuck of. It just didn't make the matches just didn't make sense, and then the normal matches, the one-on-one matches, you couldn't get invested because you kind of knew the outcome. But what was your thoughts, Scooter?
Uh, I mean, it was it was okay. I mean, I watched the show from top to bottom, uh, and man, whoever's going around, checking all the internet sites for illegal streams. Damn. Um, but I mean, this was an event for the sake of an event. It really was. Uh, it was it was average action. Uh, no real surprises. The only surprise was incredibly obvious. Um, on top of that, uh, when the smartest thing you hear about the event is something that didn't go down, and of course I'm referring to the fact that apparently the Young Bucks were apparently supposed to walk out with all the gold.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment. Let's get into the matches. Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki versus Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino. Honestly, this was the start off of a clusterfuck, and you know, I don't mind those type of matches when there's some type of thing, there's something to make it make sense. Uh, something got hit with the baseball bat literally right in front of Aubrey, and she didn't disqualify that. And I hate shit like that. But what did you think?
Uh, yeah, this was an average, yeah, an average match. I mean, uh, there's not much else I can say about it.
Alright, maybe there's something. Other than how many stars would you give this match?
2.5.
I'm right up there with you. Alright, we got the IWGP World Tag Team and Ring of Honor World Tag Team winner takes all three-way tag
And,
team match.
it was no, it was just the ROH and the IWGP.
That's what I said.
No, you said AEW.
Yeah, but it's an AEW event. Maybe that's what I meant.
Yes.
FTR versus Jeff Cobb, Khan versus Roppongi Vice. I feel like it would have been kind of stupid if FTR didn't win this match, no?
Yeah.
Because why won New Japan won arguably one of the better tag teams in the world today on their television, especially going into G1 season and you know getting up there for Wrestle Kingdom and Tag League and all that good stuff. But what are your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, you know what? This was probably one of the best matches of the event. Uh, it still though, it was okay, given that it was for the titles of the two of two other companies.
Well, one of the companies was featured in the show, and the other one's owned by the other one. So I mean, it's kind of okay. It's kind of like the NXT Championship titles being defended on Raw, SmackDown, or WWE exclusive pay preview, or Flea as they're called now.
Yeah, I mean, this was a 3.5-star match.
I agree. Right. We got a fatal four-way for the AEW All Atlantic Championship. The Bastard Pack defeated Miro, Malachi Black, and Clark Connors. What the fuck? Scooter.
The guy who lives across the Atlantic ends up winning the All Atlantic Championship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could have been worse. They could have called it the All Indian Championship.
Yen Shanky could have been in there.
And Mansoir. Uh, um, this was probably the most welcome surprise of the entire show. Because none of us picked
No, we didn't.
Pac.
No. I mean, it's kind of bullshit that it's not Malachi. I mean, Malachi, for all intents and purposes, should have won this match.
See, and this is why I see the logic in Pac winning.
Because
Because
a chase.
Yes, and this was maybe a chance for Tony Khan to tell all the marks, hey, look, we gave a title to an AEW original.
Not an original.
I was using air quotes.
That doesn't work on audio only.
That's why I said air quotes.
I feel like it's kind of a waste. But, if they do something with it, then you know what? Here's to them. Alright, um, the dudes with attitude, Sting, Darby Allin, and Shingo Takagi defeated Bullet Club, the Young Bucks, and El Phantasmo. Um, Not a bad match. Kind of cool to see Sting with Los Ingobernables. But again, nothing really important happened in the match. What's it?
No, nothing really important in the match.
Oh, other than the fact that we found out that Sting doesn't have nipples.
Sting, no nipples, Borden. Steve, no nipples, Borden.
Yep. But I'm gonna say this. But he does have a set of balls. So there's that. So we have to wait the match. No, we don't.
No.
Thunder Rosa defeated Tony Storm to regain the AEW Women's title. Your thoughts, Studo?
Well, it's something only fans will appreciate.
You're not wrong about that. 3 stars?
Yeah, I'll give it 3 stars. 3 stars, maybe even 3.25 for her. Tony's very nice posterior.
Alright, IWGP US title match. Will Ospreay defeated Orange Cassidy.
Did anybody really think that? Did anyone think that Orange Cassidy was walking out with IWGP's most prominent American championship?
Well, I had money on this match for Cassidy, so it definitely was lost on me.
Oh,
Take the throwaway money.
we know, James. We know.
Uh, I mean, honestly, it wasn't a bad match. Uh, with the underlying notion that Osprey was definitely 100% gonna win. But something interesting did happen after the match. Tetsuya Shibata made the save for Cassidy. Now, it could have been just a one-off so the American fans could be pleased, or Shibata might be going for the IWGP United States Championship. Is that a good idea for Shibata to go for the title, considering he only had two matches since, his horrible injury?
Uh, I mean, I was supposed putting him in there with Osprey is probably a lot safer than a lot of others.
Could you say that? I'm not saying that Osprey has hurt anybody in the ring.
I'm not saying that either. It's just they're it's like yeah, there's worse, and then there's even more worse.
Right.
So it's like okay, we'll stick to the lower end of the spectrum, so to speak, and just hopefully Shibata can mix it up again.
Yeah, hopefully, maybe it leads to something, maybe it doesn't, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping it does, but, I also want him to be safe as well. Alright, the next match, we got, Zack Sabre Jr. versus TBA, which was revealed to be Claudio Castagnoli.
What? Claudio Castagnoli.
Castagnoli.
Claudio Castagnoli. Claudio Hungry.
Yes.
Claudio Castagnoli. We will get you to say something correct eventually.
Never. Good thoughts on the match, Squirrel.
It was a great match. But again, at the same time, yeah, another former WWE star coming in. Even though, yes, he was a big part of Ring of Honor. Um, I wouldn't be surprised. Next week if they bring in Chris Hero, we get a Kings of Wrestling reunion.
That would not surprise me whatsoever.
Maybe we can get another 93-minute match between Punk and Hero.
Oh God. I think they would both turn into dust at that point.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. It just seems like this is like a never-ending Ferris wheel carousel ride that you're just going round and round. I mean, the match was good. It would have been fantastic if it was just a one-off, but he's there now. But is anything going to change for him? Is he just going to be an undercard guy in AEW as well? Probably.
Yeah.
It's hard just to get invested in somebody. Yeah, you get that pop that first night out, but then you fall to the wayside because Tony gets another action figure that he likes a little bit better than you.
That's actually a great way of putting it.
I mean, he's Buzz Lightyear today, but he's gonna be Woody in a couple of weeks.
um,
Keep me a Slinky Dog now. And who else? Adam Cole's Mr. Potato Head. I mean, was Swerve Scott ever considered anything in AEW? Like, was he gonna win a championship? I don't think so.
no.
Malachi Black. He's one of those alien guys. And Miro, who's Miro? Oh, Miro's little Bo Peep. There you go. Alright, let's get into the next match. Um, we got Jay White defeating Hangman Page, Kazuchika Okada, and Adam Cole to retain the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Um, it kind of ended in a lackluster way, but it's kind of understandable, considering what happened in the match. What was your thoughts on the match, Drew?
My stream kind of gave out during this.
You should drink some cranberry juice.
I didn't say my urinary stream gave out. Uh, it. This was again just. I mean, this wasn't. This wasn't anything really spectacular.
It was a
And
bad match. It was actually pretty decent until it just kind of ended abruptly. I felt anyway.
yep.
That being said, Adam Cole suffered a concussion during the match. He should be out for quite some time now. Another injury. We got three injuries confirmed in a week. All AEW guys. Well, no, four if you count in the book, but that wasn't in the ring. Does this go back to what we were talking about early last week on the show, or it can't just be accident. All of these can't just be accidents. It has to be how they're wrestling, right?
Yeah. I mean, brought it up like last week. There's the talent doesn't have agency for themselves in regards to, you know, I don't know, ensuring that everybody makes it to the next week.
Right. I mean, not everybody is John Moxley and Eddie Kingston, where the injuries don't really affect them because their bodies are calloused so much up. Um, but there's no reason to do a blood and guts match if it means that half your roster is going to get injured in that match. But let's get into the last match. John Moxley defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi to become the interim AEW champion, meaning he's the champion of nothing. Scooter, your thoughts on the match?
Oh, he's the champion of nothing. So what's there to talk about?
You're absolutely right. It was just hard to get invested in the match when you knew what was going to happen. And I feel like that was the whole, you know, story of this pay-per-view was you knew what was going to happen, which made it, less enjoyable. Is that kind of how you felt as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, without a doubt.
Alright, that being said, the show overall as a whole, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
Oh, thumbs down.
I give it a thumbs in the middle just for the fact that, there wasn't anything that really was garbage. There was nothing that was shit, match quality wise, but there was nothing great either. So that's kind of what I call on it. Alright, that will conclude our coverage of AEW, Forbidden Door, and we are wrestling with WWE Money in the Bank. It's later today, and if you're smart, how should you listen to it?
You listen to it courtesy of the Remix on YouTube, a premium audio companion experience cast TM for all your WWE premium live event needs in terms of live streaming, alternate commentary. Of course, you can see me, or you can listen to me, James, and now our third, carrying on the Dust legacy, launching his Ocho on YouTube, dusting on the ropes. My nephew, Ryan Dust, in just a shade under.
Yeah. And honestly, we should be calling this WWE a generic SmackDown rather than a premium live event. No.
Uh, I prefer to call it How to Lose an Arena in 10 Days.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Let's get into it. Raw Women's Championship match: Bianca Belair versus Carmilla.
Bianca wins next.
SmackDown Women's Championship match: Ronda Rousey versus Natalya.
Ronda retains next.
The Usos versus the Street Profits for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships.
Now, the Street Profits were apparently supposed to pick a stipulation. And that apparently has either been scrapped or not chosen yet. Either way, the Usos retain.
Theory versus Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship.
If it was anybody else, I'd say we have a new United States champion. Um, uh, Theory to retain, but Lashley probably wins by a DQ.
There will be shenanigans at hand in this match.
Basically, yes.
Alright, we got the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Lacey Evans, we got Alexa Bliss medium, Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss large, Lacey Evans, Raquel Gonzalez, Shotzi Blackheart, Asuka,
Not, just Yahtzee.
yes, and Becky Lynch. Who wins, Scooter?
Well, it's clearly going to be Becky.
I kind of feel the same way. I mean, she has to get back on that horse, considering, you know,
And
how
if,
hard she fell after WrestleMania.
here's the thing though. I almost predict. In fact, I'll say this right now. If the women's Money in the Bank match goes on first, and Becky wins, we're seeing it cashed in.
What I was gonna say was, if Becky wins at SummerSlam, cash it in on Bianca, beat her in another 27 seconds.
See, what I'm thinking is the Money in the Bank match goes on first. Becky wins. Bianca and Carmilla is next. Bianca wins after 8-9 minutes. Becky comes out, cashes in, and Becky gets beat in 27 seconds.
Ooh.
That's comeuppance.
That's definitely a theory. Not Austin. But then it doesn't the Money in the Bank the briefcase kind of go to waste because
Well,
you literally have to wait a whole year again to
well,
see it.
well. Look at it this way: this is the 7th women's match, Money in the Bank ladder match, and in the 6th, well, at least one of them didn't even get to cash it in, and
The title, yeah.
and 2 of them cashed it in the same night.
Yeah, you're right. So, I mean, unless, somebody in creative has memory loss, which they definitely do. I mean, it could be a repeat, but it kind of seems like that would be the predictable thing to do.
Which is why I think if Becky cashes in, she loses. That's the end of that, and then you could probably work on Ronda and Becky for SummerSlam, or because if not Ronda Becky at SummerSlam, Ronda and Becky at Clash the Castle.
How is Ronda and Becky gonna be a thing when they're not on the same brand?
Well, Becky's gonna quit Raw after she loses. It makes sense for the downward spiral she's on.
Okay, yes, but how do you get set on SmackDown then?
She's big time Bex. She's
so
big
she
brainy
just
Bex.
tells Seth to come to SmackDown and he does.
Basically, she can say, "Oh, I'm Becky Two Belts. I'll do what I want."
Okay, why does she have like a terrible British accent?
Because I have a terrible British accent, you daft loony.
You do realize she's Irish, not British.
I know! I can't do an Irish accent right now. And you're one to criticize accents.
Alright, we kind of both agreed that
Oh.
maybe Becky should win this match, but let's say we got a mulligan, we get one more pick out of all these goals. Who wins, Scooter?
God. I would say, via proxy that Alexa and Asuka are automatically out of the running because they've won it before.
I mean, there's always that, lore of being the first two-time.
Yes, but then again, if it's Alexa who cashed in when she won it, uh, and Asuka who didn't even get to cash it in, who didn't even bother to open the damn briefcase.
And she knew it felt heavy.
Uh, I'm wondering. If there's something being kept from us.
Like, a secret, uh, extra participant?
Yep.
Could this extra participant be a hugger by any chance?
It uh it absolutely could be. It wouldn't be Charlotte, but imagine this. Imagine not just one, but two.
The Iconics?
No. Imagine Sasha and Naomi.
Ooh.
Imagine the response that would get. Like, and how do you make good on something that that uh apparently maybe looks so bad PR wise? Give have Sasha come in and win the whole damn thing. It won't happen, but
Yeah, I think WWE is good, is done making good when it comes to Sasha.
Sasha?
Huh?
As in the Kin Sasha?
Yep.
Kin Sasha Banks. That's that's Shinsuke's sister.
Alright,
Hurrah.
so who you got for the
My mulligan though. My mulligan is Liv.
I was under the same impression. I thought it was either gonna be Liv or maybe Shotzi.
I was thinking Liv or possibly. Yeah, I don't want to say Lacey because they've gone back and forth so much on her. Liv or Raquel.
I feel like they're quite ready to pull the trigger on Raquel. I mean, they're getting there for sure, but I don't think they're gonna give her a
I
Money in the
mean,
Bank quite yet.
yeah, but was anybody really ready for Nikki winning it last year?
I mean, Nikki was there for such a long time. And I'm not even talking about her time in NXT. I mean, she was established on WWE TV for maybe over a
Yeah.
year.
So so it would really make more sense for Liv to just win the whole damn thing. If we're going on the idea that the dark horse competitor, the dark horse, in the match, which
But
some may say that's Shotzi and not Liv.
at this point, Shotzi is a much bigger dark horse than Liv is. I mean, Liv's gotten those opportunities. I mean, they've been slim, but she's got them. Shotzi has had zero.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see a Money in the Bank themed tank. Money in the Tank, which would be really heartless considering the price of gas.
I
Um,
was just gonna say that's America today.
well, yeah. Did you hear how much the Powerball jackpot was?
Mm.
It's a gallon of gas.
All right.
Yeah, Liv my mulligan, Becky to win. It's like we turned this into a horse race. Becky to win, Liv to show, Lacey to place, and uh, Shotzi to never make it out the stable and just run around in circles until she falls asleep.
Yep. And yeah. No, I'm the same way. I feel Becky's to win. Liv to be my mulligan. Um. All right. Let's talk about the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Omos versus Sami Zayn versus Riddle versus who was the last guy to get in the match?
Now, last night on SmackDown, again, we thought it might be Baron Corbin because he won a battle royal at the start of the night. Like, oh great! But then I guess they flew the match out and said, you know what? Let's have a fatal four-way: Baron Corbin, Madcap Moss, Ezekiel, and The Miz. And who wins? Madcap freaking Moss.
Right, so Madcap Moss. This is the most disappointing Money in the Bank ladder match that we've had for quite some time.
Yes, and maybe not when you factor in a few things. One, if this is the final match of the night, this will be the 30th Money in the Bank match in history.
Okay.
23rd men's match. The two former Money in the Bank winners that are in this match have cashed in on the current WWE Undisputed Champion.
This is correct.
Yes, Seth.
No, wait.
Seth. Hold on, I'm about to address this. Seth was again. Well, Brock was still champion, but he pinned Roman,
Yes, that's correct.
and then there was Sheamus 515, which is 525. During at Survivor Series 2015. And so you probably can say, okay, Rollins and Sheamus are out.
That's not what I thought in the slightest, but continue.
Madcap is definitely out. That's a throwaway. Drew has a match at Clash.
Yes.
So, by that logic, he's also out.
Yes.
This... I'm giving it to Riddle.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, let's not forget last year I called it right.
Who was?
Big E.
That's true, but I also called Nikki AHA. And I hereby say Seth freaking Rollins wins this match.
Well, we can be sure of one thing. Whoever wins it ain't cashing it in that tonight.
No, they are not. I say Seth Rollins, who is a harder heel right now. Obviously Roman's the champion. Roman's not there. Seth is, and he is getting heat by the Groves simply because the whole Cody situation, and nobody, just walk-wise, nobody's been able to touch this guy. I mean, like Edge or AJ Styles was in this match, we could maybe go back and forward and debate about it. They're not. Seth Rollins, and then you have the only guy Roman Reigns has yet to beat for a world championship with the Money in the Bank briefcase hovering around his head, with Brock Lesnar in his sights, and the Rock on the horizon. This could go somewhere really, really interesting and fun simply because Seth Rollins has the briefcase. And I think that is the route and if anybody right now should have the title that isn't Roman, that isn't injured, i.e. Cody, it should be Rollins. Because if Rollins holds the title, when Cody comes back, that's the rivalry. You know what I mean?
So you're saying essentially the Money in the Bank case becomes the championship by a proxy, since Roman's not there.
Not that it becomes the championship itself, but if he beats Roman for it, and he becomes champion, then...
it's safe to say he won't be beating Roman for a while if he wins it.
Right, true. But I mean, there are more than a few opportunities down the line for him to do it. I mean, Brock, Drew. I mean, he could do another WrestleMania cash-in.
Could he do? Could you do it in a last man standing match?
No, but you could do it at the end of it.
That's also true. But
Oh my god, I
again,
had a great idea. What if the main event of night one of WrestleMania is Roman Rock? Roman wins, Seth Rollins cashes in. Night two, the main event for WrestleMania Night Two, Cody and Seth for the Universal Championship.
that's a very interesting scenario. The question is, does the WWE throw away Roman and Rock on night one?
I don't feel like it's a throwaway, considering that Stone Cold was literally the main event of night one.
Well, considering that The Rock has a much more lucrative movie career than Austin,
Okay, but who would be?
I consider The Rock can actually have a decent match.
But what could be a match that could outdraw? Well, not outdraw, but keep people interested, especially the raw hardcore pro wrestling fans interested in night two. That's
See,
Cody and
that
Seth.
that's the thing. That's the thing.
Right.
The only thing I can think of that would be, aside from ending Roman's history-making reign, is to cash it in on the man that just beat Roman.
So
Now,
have The Rock win.
for literally seconds,
Okay.
and have Seth come out and pull off the next biggest heist of the century.
Not to mention that the first biggest heist was also in California, a a WrestleMania in California. I mean, technically it was in Silicon Valley, but still the same state.
Yeah, I mean this really kind of, it almost writes itself in a very very weird way.
Oh, for sure.
Like, and again, what's more humiliating to Roman? Being pinned for the belt, or seeing the guy that just beat you for the belt get beaten for it mere minutes after?
But if Roman beats The Rock, does
And
does getting cashed in by Seth Rollins right afterwards, does that hurt him at all?
no,
Yeah.
no, because, well, one, Roman, based on everybody, Roman's beat everybody. So at this point,
Except Seth.
except Seth, there's nobody else that can make Roman look bad. Um, Now, take the scenario I've just given you, and then apply Cody and Seth on night two.
Right.
And then and then Roman gets his revenge.
Rematch clause?
No, Cody and Seth on night two, Roman causes Seth to lose.
Ooh. I feel like that would be gratifying as a fan, but
And
it would
then you get,
have to be because that would make the most logical sense, unless they barred Roman from the building.
I mean, and then you put Roman and Seth inside Hell in a Cell, no title. Roman gets, yeah, because Roman's working a limited schedule.
Yeah, and Cody gets his moment.
It's, I, I'm gonna say Riddle. I'm gonna pick Seth as my mulligan. I won't be shocked if Seth wins though.
How do you feel about Omos actually getting on a ladder?
Um, uh, see ya, Omos. Try not to break a leg on the way down. I mean, I imagine somebody like climbing on Omos's shoulders
Hmm.
and getting it, which is now probably how Seth will win. Actually, you know what? That's probably how Riddle can win. That's something Riddle would do.
You
In
know,
fact, you know what? That's something both of them would do.
you know, I understand where you're kind of coming from with Riddle, but I don't see. Obviously Randy is hurt right now, so that story between Randy and Riddle is put on hold for the moment. There's not a lot you could do with Riddle, especially with Brock and McIntyre coming up. You're gonna think I'm insane, but if it's not gonna be Seth Rollins, it's gonna be Sami Zayn.
Oh, fuck right off.
I'm not, I'm not joking. I could believe that having Sami Zayn, now hear me out, as the Money in the Bank holder, kind of sort of a part of the bloodline in that wings, kind of in the wings, kind of in the background of Roman. Him cash in unsuccessfully on Roman and have just the Money in the Bank be a throwaway this year. Because anybody that isn't Seth Rollins, in my opinion, in this match, it's a waste. It's a throwaway Money in the Bank briefcase opportunity. At least with Sami Zayn, you might get some good content out of it before he loses it. I feel like your silence speaks volumes.
Uh, God damn you! You spoke it into existence. Uh,
If it happens, I'm
Ladies
sorry.
and gentlemen, send your hate tweets to James J 993 if this happens.
Well, until then, we will conclude our coverage. Join us in a couple hours. Well, Scooter,
Only on the Remix on YouTube, a premium audio companion experience for all your premium live event WWE needs an alternate commentary.
of course, if you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment on our YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and KO1 Coffee. Join us this Wednesday as we interview Shotgun Adams. Um, join, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Wrestling with E for updates on new interviews when they drop, links, etc., etc. Everything you need to know wrestling but entertainment wise. Follow us individually as well. I am at JJ993. You can follow Kaliko at I am Kaliko, and where can they find Scooter?
You can always find me underneath your mom, and always on Twitter at Scooter Dust, and of course at the Remix on YouTube, which is at Ryan Dust, and of course rebel at all my Twitch addicts along with Rico Constantino Jr., the best of the Smoking Dragons, twitch.tv/Smoking Dragons.
Welcome to Curiosity Scooter Dust. I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Kinsaka!
Hey guys, this is Brutal Bob Evans from Hangs with Bob Seminars and TheWrestleLife.com, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.